5,280 pounds, the Freedom Express 231 here at Haylet RV of Coldwater, Michigan. This is an awesome choice if what you're looking for is a cozy little couples camper with a private bedroom, but maybe you're a little bit taller than the average bear like me. You need extra headroom in the shower and you need a longer bed. This is a small camper with big camper features, and that is an extremely rare series of qualities to put together. Full access with the slide close. That's what this one brings to the table. Now, it definitely gets a little tighter right here. We can do the travel trailer shuffle to sneak through here, though. It's not exactly the hardest thing. You do one sideways step and then we're good. And bang, we can get to the bathroom and the refrigerator, and we can get to the pantry and all the storage space and whatnot in here. And it's just as easy to sneak right back through the other way. We can get up here to the bedroom. So full access in transit is an awesome factor here. However, if you really want to kick it up a notch, like Emerald would say, bam, take this table. Don't leave it there in transit. Lift up the bed and put it under the bed in transit. And now, whoosh, we get a nice, easy, wide pass-through area. Now, I've been accused more than once by manufacturers' reps from some of the other brands that we carry here at Haylet RV of being biased and playing favorites with our Freedom Expresses. And if I'm being honest, I do have a bit of a soft spot for them, because they fill a very unique role that would personally fit me as a person very, very well. So this is a brand that really resonates very well with me. And what I mean by that is it's a lightweight trailer with beautiful appointments that is very well designed for the end user, but it's extra tall. It's got a 6'9" interior height instead of 6.5 walls with that vaulted arch. I prefer, if I had to choose, the linear 6'9" interior like this, because when the walls are taller, it means the slide out can be taller. It means the shower is definitely guaranteed to be tall person friendly, not maybe tall person friendly, and it means that we have bigger cabinets. If this was a bunkhouse, it'd also mean taller bunks, but this is not a bunkhouse. So that is a significant quality to me. But you look at a Freedom Express, and their weights are really right in line with the shorter, smaller lightweights out there. And we'll talk about how they accomplish that with construction when we get outside. But there are reasons for it, and the answer is not because they're skimping on construction. So this is very similar, and this is a sister in many ways to the 248 Freedom Express here at Haylet RV of Coldwater, Michigan. They are each better at little different things. This one is a little bit shorter, little less weight, little less money. They both have the same U-dinette. Where the 231 kind of shines through is in two specific areas. It has bigger kitchen space with more prep space, and has a bigger shower that we'll see as we go. So all the windows are tinted. They all open for ventilation. They're all nicer pleated shades. All of your countertops, whether it's that table in the bathroom, here in the kitchen area, they're all thermal foil. And what that means is they're sealed edged and with a pressed membrane, so they can't water can't bleed and sink into there. Now we have both bench end doors to get to the big bench end storage, as well as a bench end, or in a rear bench sliding access door, so that you can get to all the storage below the U-dinette without having to take the cushions off. That is such a smart thing. And it's little, simple things like that. And that's why I say this is a camper that is exceptionally well built and well executed for the end user. It's not necessarily just built to be fun from a salesman's perspective. This is actually really well executed from a customer owner's perspective. Now, they do have these cool little accent lights. You'll see them both down there as well as up here. They all share a switch. And during the day, they just look neat. They just look really neat in the newly revised, I call Malibu Beach House interior decor with the ocean breeze accents, as I like to call them. But at night, let's say you have a grandkid sleeping on this near 7-foot dinette over here, they can actually sleep on this thing and be just fine. Now, we have a really large 6'9" tall, floor-to-ceiling, basically, pantry. You've got your converter box down there, but most people don't want to be on their hands and knees to get to the storage down there anyway. Notice, too, power outlets near any, like, seating or sleeping area. Now, this execution of this area right here is really good. These are adjustable shelves, and there is a hanging rack up there, not a hanging rod. And there's a difference between those. The reason I stress hanging rack is because a hanging rod is smooth and clothes can shift in transit. Hanging racks, they have a slot they hang into, so they don't go anywhere. Now, close this real quick. Take a quick look at the kitchenette over here. Again, between the sink, or well, the countertop being extended out at the 45-degree angle, between having a sink cover and that recessed stovetop, we've got good prep space in a little camper. And that's really one of the main differences between the 248 and the 231, is that this has more prep space. They both have the same number of drawers. They've got these full plywood box drawers. You've got the same utensil kitchen drawer, the kitchen drawer that wraps around the sink. It's the best use of space below a sink I've ever seen in the RV industry, and Coachmen's been doing stuff like this for years, but Freedom Express really goes whole hog on this. Now, what's kind of cool is if you do want to take your silverware outside, this whole tray can remove and go outside for like picnic time. Now, our sink, if we do the wedding ring test, you'll hear it's not plastic or composite or anything else. It's stone cast. And stone cast is a superior material. It can't rust because it's not metal like stainless, and it can withstand up to 500 degrees of exposure. So you can boil water as hard as you want, pour it straight in here like if you're making noodles or something like that. No big deal. Just no big deal. Big cross breeze window right here, right across from a big cross breeze window right there. Gives this thing some smoke and fresh air, as well as cross breeze windows on each side of the slide out in the seating. So they've really nailed everything they really need to in here. Now this, at the time of this filming, they've recently updated to the little backlit stove knobs right there. And once again, those, very much like these, make this living room kind of glow at night, and it's a perfect little night light. It's really awesome, like if you are just in the camper watching a movie at night on a rainy day, it's just enough to be able to see and navigate without kicking on these high-intensity lights, which, by the way, have you noticed they're running 2 rows of these? They're using more lights in here. Lights and windows are very expensive in the RV business. You want to make a camper look the same but be less money, the first thing you do is cut out half the lights and half the windows, and you can save a lot of money. The refrigerator door is actually metallic as well, so it is magnet friendly. And what throws a lot of people off is, like, this is a 6 cubic foot fridge, but remember, you also have the taller outside fridge in the outside kitchen. So this has a very good amount of cold storage to it. What a lot of people do is put drinks outside, put food inside, and then you got your freezer stuff, and that works for most folks. Now back here in the very private bathroom, one of the things they do in these that I really, really like is they have these big paddle switches. Because when I wake up at night or in the morning, I am a freaking zombie, and I'm slapping the wall looking for the switch, and I like having a big switch that's easier for me to hit. Another thing they do very well in these, and this is one of the reasons this is near and dear to my heart, is they're taller. And I can stand in this thing, and I don't have to have my head in the bubble, you know? I can stand over here in front of the shower and be just fine. Now, this is one of the main differences between the 231 and the 248. The 248 Freedom Express has a corner radius shower. This has that big, like, 40-inch or whatever, like, fifth wheel size shower with that little corner seat right there. So they each have a different bathroom that is each better suited for different things. And I think that's why they're both really popular sellers, is that both the 248 and the 231 Freedom Expresses here at Haylets really appeal to a lot of the same people. It's just how they go about doing it that makes one a little bit better than the other one. So our outside kitchen is actually located down here. I love this extra shelf that they included above it, though, because tell me when more flat shelf space is ever the wrong answer. But you also gain all of this huge storage capacity up here. And this is all pocket screwed cabinetry. So these two pieces of wood, they're screwed together. They're not stapled. This is called lumber core. It's got wood in it with a wrap. It's not particle board with staples, basically. It'll last you longer. As we go through here, I do want to point out the fact that they do not use floor heating vents in Freedom Express. That means that there's no vents where dirt and debris and particulate can fall into the floor areas. So keeping this thing clean is much easier. Now, you do need a little bit of carpeting in front of the floor flush slide mechanism on here. That is just kind of a common industry thing. Open Range is about the only manufacturer who cracked the code on that one, but that's an entirely different story for an entirely different day. They do a very good entertainment center in these where the TV can turn toward the dinette area if you want it to. It can also turn and flip around toward the bedroom if you're interested. And these are sliding privacy doors. Not curtains, not accordion doors, but you can actually see one kind of sticking out there. Actual pocket doors. I like how they left this open right here, because this right here is the perfect little like phone charging station. And wouldn't you know it, you've got household outlets, you've got USB plugs, and these will work if you're boondocking, by the way. The USB plugs will for 12-volt charging. And then you've got your Bluetooth DVD stereo system right here, all in one area. So all of your entertainment stuff can be kind of centralized and localized. I'm a sucker for a shoe garage. I've said that before. I'll say that again. I mean, imagine being able to make a camper better with air. And that's literally what they've done here. By giving you a place to keep your shoes out of the way, it does not cost more, it does not weigh more, but it does improve the trailer. It's not always how expensive something is. Sometimes it is just how smart it is. And Freedom Express gets it, obviously. Both sides of the bed have this household outlets and USB plugs. Apparently I'm having trouble speaking today, like I just went through a stroke or something. I'm pointing this out because that's not normal. Very few trailers, and there are a few, like the Cherokees that we have here at Haylett RV do this, but there are very few trailers that give you household and USB plugs on both sides of the bed. Usually you get households, but not USBs. Full-length hanging mirrors, or mirrored wardrobes, rather, mean we don't have that sharp corner to jab you. We maintain a full overhead cabinet. Now we've got the dual function, like blue and white LED lights above the bed right there. You tap it once for a blue reading light, you hold it for a nice bright white light like we see here, and that is something where they spent a little extra money putting those in. Those started coming through 2014 or 15 or something like that. Now again, this is not just extra tall, but we have a full 80-inch queen bed. And that is something not all lightweight trailers have, because to build the camper 6 inches shorter, they'll put a shorter bed in it. And that's why a lot of people walk into a camper and they go, oh crap, honey, the bed goes right up to those doors. I'm not going to like that because I'm going to kick it. That's usually the case, but remember, Freedom Express's longer bed means you're probably not going to have that problem. And there are a deceptive number of additional, like, really smart, intelligent design features on the outside of this that are super easy to miss, and that's why I put these videos together. Freedom Express has been a big-time trailblazing brand, and I'm usually the type, I prefer the original over the copies most of the time, and these guys are getting that done. Now, they recently transitioned to these black tables. I've been advised that depending on what they kind of get from their supplier on a given day, it might be black, it might be white, we're not sure. So keep in mind, remember when you're looking at this camper here on this video, it could be different from the one in stock and maybe little ways like that. And I'll try to point out other options as we go, because we have applied a couple options here. Now there is full-length LED lighting that does run the entire length of this pass-through, so it is easy to see from both sides. And look at the size of this pass-through. It is enormous, and I love the self-storing picnic table right here. First of all, can we talk about the fact that they give you a picnic table for your camper, so you don't have to deal with extra cargo space, and they even give it a dedicated storage space so that you don't have to lose storage space on it. They are killing it. Now, I don't know if you all heard about this thing called the sun, but you can take these like electric panels, see, and plug them in here and point them to the sun, and some kind of magic mumbo-jumbo voodoo happens, and it can keep your batteries topped off. And if you're looking for the magic battery panels, then we got them here at Haylett RV, and we can get them sent to you through our online parts store as well. Just give us a call, let us know, we'll make some things happen. Magnet catches on any flip-up baggage doors are a nice little thing, and it kind of threw people off. When Freedom Express went to this 3/4 nose cap about a year and a half ago, very few people actively noticed it because it was so seamless and so well integrated. And they did such a good job of just making it look like it had always been there that I don't think they got the credit for it that they deserved. Now, there's a couple different things going on up here. First of all, we have upgraded to a power tongue jack. Now, the one that we're looking at, this is our preferred equipment package here at Haylett RV. So we like to add the power tongue jack. You're going to see the ladder on the back, and we like to upgrade to the 15,000 BTU airs on pretty much any Freedom Express that we carry. We're just transitioning over to the big air unit. We sell so many RVs online. We have so many people come from so far away. Our southern customers were like, man, you know, I wish you guys put the bigger air on yours. So, hey, you know, we're going to make it happen. And guys, for no more than it costs to do it, once we looked at it, it was really foolish that we hadn't been doing it. Our southern folks are right, so thank you for that feedback. So tongue-mounted spare tire is different, though. Not a lot of brands do this. Coachmen does it on quite a few instances, but the reason they do this is it leaves the rear bumper open. A lot of people like to add bike racks to bumpers, so they give you the ability to do that. The other thing we're looking at here is load equalization. Weight in front of the axles tows better than weight behind the axles. So this is built with superior load equalization. Standard, enclosed, heated, forced air heated underbelly. Your slide walls are seal gripping as well. So every time the slides come in and out, first of all, they use I don't know if you can see this bending off my finger, they use a T-shaped wiper seal so that it really has more surface contact with this, and then you can hear how rough that texture there is. It will really grab that seal to make sure the wiper seal gets wiped all the way around, because if it doesn't, you're going to get water in it. And speaking of which, it's kind of drizzly right now, so hopefully that's not affecting the camera. All the windows are going to be UV tinted. They all open for airflow, so you maintain privacy. Yep, and I got water on the camera right there. Hopefully you folks, let's see if I can... All right, hold on. Maybe it wasn't bugging you, but man, it was sure bugging me. Sorry for the break in the action. So remember how I was saying, this is intelligently designed for the end user, not just the salesperson. This is one of those examples. Again, kind of like that sliding dinette storage. All of our hookups, our black tank flusher, outside shower, separate cable and satellite hookups, our sewer, everything right back here in one corner. You don't have to have lines draped all over your campsite. It just makes sense. Now, rear ladders are an option on Freedom Expresses, but again, we've started putting that on all of them, starting with the late 2018s and all through the 2019 season moving forward. It gives you access to that full walk-on roof structure, and it's just easier, and it's safer than having to have a separate ladder. And it just, again, it's one of those things like the 15,000 BTU air. It's so inexpensive. It's kind of silly not to do it. And it's one of those things that we missed that on previous years. And hey, based on customer feedback like you guys, like, why do we build them this way? Why do we upgrade the air? Why do we put the power tongue jack? Why do we put the ladders on them? Because that's how you folks have told us to build them. We are always open to feedback. Please, anytime, if there's something you think that we should be doing better, different, otherwise, leave us a message in that video description, and we actively monitor that stuff so that we can keep in touch with what you folks are looking for, because it does change. And, you know, over time, we want to make sure we're bringing the right things to bear to market, you know. This is another one of those things where you can see that this is built for an end user, not just a salesperson. That Coleman Camp Grill generally stomps the snot out of those black RVQ bumper mount grills every day of the week for a couple reasons. First of all, it's completely portable. It is not locked down onto that slide out stand right there. Secondly, a little extension of that, by the way. Remember that portable inside silverware drawer? Well, you can take that silverware drawer, this grill, and that picnic table over to your buddy's site with this big fifth wheel over here, and you can have a cool little powwow on his campsite with all that portable stuff and bring it right back here. So everything on this can kind of be multi-purpose, which is great. But also, this is a high output grill. Those bumper mount RVQ grills are low output. So if you can blow the candles out on a happy birthday cake, you can blow those things out. This is not. This is a high output grill. It takes a 25-mile-an-hour gust, which is pretty freaking gusty, to blow out the flame on that. There's a huge difference. Now, I love what they've done here. This is 10 pounds of sugar in a 5-pound sack. They maintained the taller outside kitchen, which gives us the bigger outside fridge. We have a real sink with a real drain into a holding tank, not just the floor, spice rack, dedicated lighting in a couple different areas, and outside accessory plugs. So if you want to bring out a blender and have a little margarita party, or, you know, hurricane party for folks in some parts of the countries, unfortunately, you've got the facilities to do that, is what I'm getting at. Now, right over here, under the power awning, which does have tilt and LED lighting under it, by the way, we've got outside TV hookups, and this is an easy way to see the extremely wide stance axle system on this. Now, there are a lot of tow package SUVs out there that have the towing capacity to pull something like this, but they have too short of a wheelbase to normally be pulling a trailer of this size. That's another thing people don't talk about enough, and I think that's one of the reasons folks like working with us here at Haylett RV, is that we know towing because we actually handle vehicles here as well. We are a towing vehicle specialist location. So, what I mean by this, a short wheelbase vehicle, basically the tighter the turning radius on your car, the easier it is for a trailer to push your car sideways going down the road, aka sway. Well, these wide stance axles help you cheat the wheelbase, and by having wider axles, it basically helps the trailer avoid swaying. And a lot of people, the concern a lot of people have, and it's a good theoretical concern, but I can tell you it's not a practical one, is they say, yeah, but doesn't that place extra stress on the tires when you're parking? And the answer is it does. And in all of the years I've seen wide stance axles, I have yet to see one instance directly attributable to wide stance axles causing a problem with the tire. I haven't seen it yet. I know it's a theoretical thing. I don't believe it's a real problem. Now, I talked a lot about how it's bigger, but it's not heavier. And this right here, Asdel. This is one of the biggest reasons. If you look right here in the door jamb, you can actually see it. It's that white line. Now, this is not terribly impressive to look at, so why are we showing it to you? It's not because of what it does visually. It's what it does physically for you. Instead of Luan wood panels under those sidewalls, this has Asdel panels under the sidewalls. They are lighter weight, and basically it makes the wall water repellent instead of water absorbent. And it makes a difference, guys. I've got a sample of the sister line to the Freedom Express, the Coachmen Apex. And their exterior sign, the sign for their factory, isn't a sign. It's an Apex sidewall, which is built exactly the same as this Freedom Express sidewall, using Asdel. It's been exposed to sun, wind, rain, weather, snow, all this garbage and crappy weather for I don't even know how many years now, and it sure hasn't fallen apart. I've got samples of this stuff inside our office that were submerged in water for 60 days and did not fall apart and delaminate. It's legit. It's not a theoretically good thing, it just really is a good thing. Now couple that with the all-aluminum perimeter of the roof, all-aluminum structure of the walls and floor, and even under the bed in that pass-through, and you've got something that is big, beautiful, and built to stay in your driveway. Long-term, that's what I like about it. And you're going to enjoy using it because all the hookups, all the storage, all the cabinets, all the stuff is in the right spot. It's not built by an engineer. It's laid out by a camper, a person, and you can see the difference in this thing. And I think that's why this is one of our top 20 floor plans here at Haylett RV. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone. Remember, we only do everything, by the way. Hitching, pieces, parts, trades, financing, RV delivery, truck and trailer package deals, everything in between. But we don't do hidden fees. Hidden fees are garbage, and we don't like them either, so we don't do them. Anything this trailer needs and you need to run it, every base bare necessity and then a couple extra widgets and whiz bangs, they're all included in our price tags at Haylett, so you don't get charged extra to get it clean, to get it here, to get it prepped and ready. We just put it on paper, guys. Sometimes transparency is just the easiest, best way to go. It's how we conduct ourselves. If you appreciate that, I don't care where you live. We've got Freedom Expresses looking at the Pacific Ocean from here in southern Michigan. We make deals happen. All I ask, if you find this video useful, is just to give us a call here at Haylett RV. You know, if you found it useful, it's just fair to allow us the opportunity to work with you. So short of that, have a great summer full of happy camping.